Hello everyone, we are back and streaming again. I was away on the weekend for Thanksgiving, so I missed my Sunday stream, but we are starting up with some Wednesday streams because my Extra Life Marathon is coming up very quickly. I bumped it a day. I actually just... Hey, Obsidian Fury, thanks for coming out. I'm just explaining that my Extra Life Marathon has been moved up one day from November 7th and 8th to November 8th and 9th. I just got a new job, and I don't want to take a day off in my first week. So we're bumping it a day, starting Saturday afternoon and going till Sunday afternoon. It'll be a good time. If you haven't heard about it, you can look over at the link on the side. I believe there's a link down below. I have a profile on the Extra Life website that explains what's going on, but more or less I'm raising money for the Toronto Hospital for Sick Children. I do this year round, and on game day, which is November 8th, I will do a 24-hour gaming marathon, fundraising the entire time, hoping that I will hit my goal there. Hey, Amazon Warrior, thanks for coming. So yes, Extra Life is coming up. It's only a little more than 3 weeks away. It's been bumped up a day. It is November 8th and 9th now, not November 7th and 8th. All weekend long, 24 hours. It'll be a good time. And tonight we are playing some Elite. And we are doing some different stuff than the last time we played Elite on the stream. We are not fighting aliens. We are looking for aliens. Alien life, at least. We're going to be doing some exploration and some science. So we are going to be charting new star systems. We are going to be scanning bacteria. We are going to be climbing up mountains. We're going to be actually getting out of our ship. It'll be a good time. So, without further ado, let's get into this game. So I have brought myself all the way out to a section of the galaxy called the Norma Expanse. I will show you it on a map. Actually, I'll show you. This is a cool new feature I've been playing with for the stream itself, actually. Let's see if I can make this work. So, let's have a look at the Elite Dangerous Galaxy. It is our galaxy, but you know, in a game world, so there are supposedly as many stars in the game as there are stars in our own galaxy. They get procedurally generated when people jump to a new star system. You can explore and map and get your little name beside stars and planets as the person who discovered them. It's pretty cool. But this is... There we go. This is the Elite Dangerous Astrometrics map. And this is... well, hang on. Let me show you it. There we go. This is our galaxy. Earth is in here. In this green-yellow starburst section at the bottom. And right in here, this is what's called the bubble. So this is kind of like inhabited space. And what this map is showing is how much exploration has been done by players in all the different sections of the galaxy. So, you know, black is basically no exploration, moves up to blue, then green, then yellow, and then red. So you can see on the left, that's kind of an overhead view. On the right is the cross-section looking disc on to the galaxy. You can see there's actually some red in there in the bubble area. But you're just seeing a purple line. You're not seeing a big blue thing. You're not seeing the galaxy itself here. Interesting. Well, I'm going to keep talking like you can see it. It looks like you can see it on my preview of the stream. Hopefully Hopefully other people can see this. If anyone else is having problems, let me know. That is strange. Because on my preview, it looks fine. I'm going to pretend that it is working. I'm going to hope that it's working. But anyway, well, not recently, in the last year, since I last played Elite on stream, I've invested in what's called a fleet carrier, which is a very expensive big ship that I can carry my other ships on, and it jumps 500 light years at a time, and I can sort of park it wherever I want, and it provides services. So you can repair and rearm your ship on it, you can get the paint redone, and you can turn in your exploration data, which is very cool. You can bring it out into unexplored regions of space, and you can have a little mobile base. So I've just put on the map, all these little bookmarks are all the carriers in the game that this tool knows about. Players operate all of these. These are basically mobile space stations that players operate. And in here, in the Norma Expanse, is my carrier. So I've sort of parked myself in the middle of nowhere with nothing around. I'm the only person around in this very specific area, and you can actually see the little tiny bubble of space that I have been exploring. But my carrier is open to anyone who happens to be coming through this section of space and needs to repair their ship. You know, they have a mishap in the middle of nowhere that might happen while we're on stream. They can come to my carrier, they can dock, there's no service charges, or there's no service tariffs, I should say. You still have to pay for fuel, you still have to pay for repairs, but I'm not taking a cut, which I could choose to do, but is pretty pointless out in the middle of nowhere. This is just kind of a service for myself and anyone else who needs it, because accidents happen way out here and there's nowhere to dock for like thousands of light years. So, all that being said, let's get back to actually playing. And Amazon Warrior, let me know if you can see the game. The game should be visible now. I'll show you the in-game map. So I'm out here in the Norma Expanse. And over there, that's where Earth and all human civilization is, in this bit here. So I'm out here on the edge of the Norma Expanse in a section that doesn't have a lot of carriers in it. In fact, it has no carriers except mine. And the way I explore thoroughly is I actually plug my location into a third-party tool. I'm using something called Elite Dangerous Discovery. And what I can do is I can see what systems have been explored by other people who are also using this tool or similar tools that share data. So the game itself doesn't allow you to access this data, but a lot of enterprising individuals have made tools that allow us to take our logs from playing the game and upload them to servers and share this data. So this is based on all the data that players have shared. So not everyone playing the game shares their data. Most serious explorers do. So it's pretty reliable out where I am, which is in the middle of nowhere, because it takes a very long time to get out here, and you're generally pretty serious about it if you're going. And what all these bookmarks are, you can see, are I basically went through the nearest stars in like 200 light years from where my carrier is. And I bookmarked all the systems that have never been visited before by anyone sharing their data. So these are all worth visiting if you care about exploring and finding new things. So we might find systems that other players have visited before. We're not going to find any systems that people have shared data for. So they're all worth visiting. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is we're just going to hop back to my fleet carrier, and we're going to dock, and we're going to repair, and we're going to repaint our ship, and we're going to restart our exploration journey from there. So we're going to make all our money from all our exploration, and we are going to start again. And whenever I do that, I always repaint my ship. We're going to look at it when it's docked. I won't repaint it until we have a look. But your ship's paint actually gets worn away as you travel. And I like to sort of repaint it every time I turn in exploration data. It was kind of a tradition back before I had a fleet carrier, because you couldn't repaint or repair out in the black when you didn't have a fleet carrier or anything nearby. So it was fun to see when you finally got back from your trip how much your paint was worn. And I still kind of do it. Every time I dock, I repaint the ship. All right. So let's find it. It's the Venerable Jorge. And if you realize what that is a reference to, you get mega bonus points with me. So it's out here, orbiting an Earth-like planet that I discovered. Earth-like planets are pretty rare. They have a full atmosphere, water, liquid water, I should say, and life. They're pretty cool. It's fun to find them. So this whole system was discovered by me. I found an Earth-like planet, and I parked my carrier in orbit of it. So we're not using our Super Cruise Overdrive, which is a new feature since the last time I've done an exploration stream. It makes exploration very, very convenient now. It used to be you could take 20, 25 minutes traveling around the system, but now we can boost around using stolen Thargoid technology, and we'll see a lot of that tonight. So we're coming in now. Just switching modes so my map grid over the planet doesn't show up. We want to be able to see the planet. It's not showing up, actually. Anyway, oh, there it goes. So if you're in exploration mode, or analysis mode, I should say, it puts a grid showing you've mapped it. But that is the Earth-like planet that I have parked my carrier in orbit of. Pretty cool. I discovered that. Oh, I have forgotten one thing. I've forgotten my head tracker tonight. We're going to plug it in a second, but we'll dock first. Usually I can look up at it. Come on, come on. We don't want to overshoot it, but taking a while. Here we go. All right, that is the Venerable Jorge. That is my fleet carrier. It's pretty cool, right?
07 Commander, welcome to our carrier.
And we will request docking.
Permission granted. A landing pad has been assigned to you.
That's a landing pad. Just pull in here. So this is mine. I bought this ship. I pay to maintain it. It costs about 16 million credits a week, whether I play the game or not, to operate this thing. Which is pretty expensive, but at this stage in my elite career, it's not so bad. Just gonna pull in here. A little bit of a rough landing. Refuel. We don't need to repair or rearm. We didn't have any accidents this trip out. We're in complete good health. But I will show you. The paint. All chipped away. You can see I've been out for a while. The paint is actually worn down. Which I think is pretty cool. There I am in there. Yeah, so some trips back before I had a fleet carrier, you'd basically have no paint whatsoever left. It would be just bare metal, no shiny decorations. All right, so now we go into the carrier services. We go to advanced maintenance, and we will repair everything. So paintwork and ship integrity. Ship integrity is also something that slowly wears away over time. And my understanding of it is the lower your ship integrity, the more damage you'll take when you take damage. So it's not damage itself, but it does make your ship more susceptible to damage. And that's just as you travel, your ship integrity goes down. Do I need to restock limpets? I have limpets. Okay. We are all restored. So, now that we've docked, we're going to turn in our exploration data. It's going to go through everything that we have explored while we were out. And it's going to figure out how much money we're going to get for it if we sell it. And it'll do it a page at a time. So these are all systems that I've explored. This is the base value, but we're going to get bonus money for having been the first to discover and map these places. However, when you turn in this data at a carrier, they take 25% off the top as their cut for the convenience. However, half of that 25%, 12.5% of the money they pay out, goes to my carrier bank. So it goes right into my carrier's pool of money for operation, which helps with that 16 million credits I spend every week just to keep it floating. Let's sell our exploration data. Our first page of it, at least. So at the start, we have a little less than 5 billion credits. We'll see what we've got by the time we've turned in everything. Okay. Any more? Was that all? Okay. All the cartographic data is in. Pretty good. Now what we are going to do is we're going to turn in our biological data. So when we go on foot and we scan life on planets, we get biological data, but we actually have to go into the ship on foot and turn it into a person. Can't just do it from the menu here. That's okay, though. In the meantime, I'm going to get my head tracker installed. If its battery's not dead, its battery could be dead and we're out of luck tonight, but let's see. Okay, it's good. It's good. It sees us. All right, so we're just going to flip it off. I can actually tell it sees me because the little head tracker device on my monitor lights up. But it works with infrared LEDs. It's pretty cool. So again, we repainted the ship. You can see it's all shiny and new. That's Ruby Elite Anniversary paint job that they released last year for Elite's 40th birthday. Pretty cool paint job. Looks good. So we're going to go to the concourse, which is all the services on my carrier. And if someone else were to visit me on this carrier here, it's pretty unlikely. We're pretty far out. But we would actually see each other in here. It's pretty cool. So we don't want to go to the command deck. Yeah, we want to go to the command deck. We want to go to, not the pilot's lounge, we want to go to Vista Genomics. Genomics? I'm not a scientist. I just collect the data.
Welcome.
And Crystal Rosales
You have some data to sell.
will buy my organic data. And exobiology is just about the best way to make money in this game. The way it works is every life form you scan, you'll scan 3 samples of it. You'll see it later because we're going to be doing that tonight. has a base value that it's worth. And then you get a 100% bonus to that for 4 different things that could happen. So if you're the first person to completely scan that, you get an extra. Let's say it's worth $1 million. If you're the first person to scan it, you get an extra $1 million. If you were the first person to set foot on the planet, you get an extra $1 million. If you're the first person to map the planet, you get an extra $1 million. And if you're the first person to discover the planet, you get a 4th extra $1 million. So you can get something that's worth $1 million base value. If you met all those criteria, you would get $5 million bucks. So this is the base value. I think I am the first for all those things for all of these. So it's going to be worth 5 times this amount. It should be about 1.2, well, about $1.5 billion. We'll see. Billion, I should say. So we're at a little over 5 billion now. Yeah, so 1.587 billion credits. Pretty cool. And these are all the life forms I discovered, where they were, yada yada. Have any more pages
Can I help you
worth?
with anything else? Well, let's see what you've got for us.
That was it. Okay, not a bad haul. 1.6 billion
Thank you for your
credits.
contribution.
So now we are done here. We are going to go out and start clearing those bookmarks. I'm going to go back to our ship. Our ship is called a New Leaf. It's a Cobra Mark V, which is a small size ship. I like it. It doesn't quite have the jump range of my Mandalay, which is kind of a purpose-built exploration ship. But it's just about there, and it's so small, it's really easy to land on planets. You can find a spot to settle down really easily. And it's also incredibly fast. So it makes exploration, especially when you have a fleet carrier, just a breeze. So, let's look at our galaxy map again. So all of these are places that are worth visiting. And there are probably more in this like bubble that are worth visiting. But I have hit the maximum number of bookmarks I am allowed to have. So we're going to have to start clearing them. So I'm just going to pick one that's sort of nearby. And go to my navigation panel here. It's there. We're going to clear the bookmark. As we're going there, we don't need to remember it anymore. Launch. Head tracker's working now. Perfect. Yeah, now you can see the super cool cockpit of this thing. We've got really good visibility. And away we go.
Restrict speed until a carrier is far behind you.
Goodbye, carrier.
Frameshift drive charging.
So, off we go.
This is the no-fire zone. Take care out there, Commander.
The main star of this system is a red dwarf.
3, 2, 1.
And we may have visited it already. I am looking at my data here, and it looks like that was accidentally bookmarked. You'll see I've got an extra monitor here. Well, it's an iPad, but an extra monitor here that has extra exploration data.
Fuel scooping complete.
In fact, I can share that with you. Let's see, Control-Shift-S, and you should be able to see that. Let me know if you can see that exploration data. So the top is sort of like interesting things that we have scanned in the system, and the bottom is the value for scanning all those different things. Pretty handy, pretty handy. Anyway, you don't need to keep an eye on that all the time. We are going to go somewhere else that has a bookmark on it. And hopefully it's not accidentally left bookmarked, and it will actually be new.
Frameshift drive
This is
charging.
another Class M red dwarf star.
Four, three, two, one. Engage.
And we don't even need to scoop fuel because the jump was so short. Okay, so this is new to us, at least. Gonna get a respectable distance from the star, and then we are going to do a full spectrum scan of the system. We'll discover all the little floaty guys around. So there's one right there. Got a rocky ice world with no interesting features. Just gonna go through and we're gonna find all of these. We don't actually have to wait for them all to load in, but it's cool to look at them all. No one has ever seen these before. We are the first to ever explore this system. No features. What we are looking for are biological signals. That one's a little bit different. Biological signals are the main thing we're looking for. Icy bodies and rocky ice worlds are not going to be worth mapping on their own. Left, and it looks like this system's going to be kind of a snooze fest. Not really anything cool going on here. There's the other guy.
System scan complete.
Okay, so nothing worth taking a closer look at. We will move on to the nearest bookmarked system.
Frameshift drive charging.
We're already pointed at it. Another red dwarf star, main star. Could have more than one star in it. We don't know yet. We could find out by looking at the map, but
Three,
it doesn't matter.
one. Engage.
As always, if the game audio is too loud or too quiet, or I'm too loud or too quiet, let me know. We are working out the kinks. And hopefully we'll be ready for a big 24-hour marathon. Oh, I'm on TV now. That's a lot of pressure.
Scoping.
I'm glad it's working, though.
Complete.
Okay, so there are 28 bodies to discover in this system. So we'll get a bit of distance from the star. 1, so that we don't cook, and 2, so that when we are scanning the system and discovering these bodies, it's not all hidden behind the star. So if you look at this little filtered spectral analysis on the bottom here, you see I'm adjusting the tuning on it back and forth. These are different types of spectrum that we can tune to, and these are different types of bodies we can discover. So you find these little bright patches, and you have to tune into what they are. You can see this is tuned. So we know this is going to be a gas giant if you look in the lower right there. Just need to find it. It's a Class 1 gas giant. And it looks like he's got little buddies floating around. Let's map out this whole system, and we will see if there's anything interesting. That's kind of cool. Those two kind of orbit each other while they orbit that gas giant. That's all for that one. Keep moving around the orbital plane of the system, because that's usually where you're going to find stuff. Ooh, this guy's got rings. Look at him. We're going to have a closer look at that one. I always like to map the rings. Because if that has geological signals, but we don't really care about those. I'll talk about why in a minute. So the reason why we map the rings more closely is they could have tritium in them. And tritium is what those fleet carriers actually run on. Basically everything else out here where there are no stations is worthless. It could be the most valuable material in the galaxy. If there's nowhere to sell it, it's not worth it. But tritium, oh, there's another ringed planet. A gas giant with water-based life. Tritium is good because fleet carriers need it. And they only have what they carry with them or what people mine and deliver to them. So I have a mining ship actually stowed on my carrier. I brought enough with me that I can get back to Earth without refueling. But it's nice to have, and tritium is good to map out. And it helps other people when they're out here. Because they can go into those third-party tools like Elite Dangerous Star Map or Inara or one of those others that take the data that my game is sharing and allow you to search and index things. And tritium is one of those things that people want to know about in case they get stranded out here. Wow, lots of rings. We're going to have fun taking a look at these. That's a big guy. You'll notice I'm moving pretty quick at this stage. Efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. Oh, there's something there that we missed. Another gas giant. They have a sound to them too if you listen. Gas giants kind of sound like whales. More rings. Lots of mining opportunities in this system. Maybe tritium. We don't know. Logical features.
System scan
No.
complete.
Okay, so that's everything. I'm just going to look at my little surveyor, and I'll bring it up for you guys too. So you've got rings, geological signals, rings, and geological signals. So I'm not going to bother with any of the geological signals, and the estimated values don't make anything worth scanning on their own, or mapping, I should say. But I will check out all the rings. So put that away for you. And we will go to Planet 1, which is a gas giant with water-based life. It has rings. This time we are going to use our Super Cruise overcharge. And I'll try not to overshoot it. But you can see how easy that makes getting across the system. Okay, and I am going to overshoot it. Usually if you go below 7 seconds estimated time to arrive, you have to adjust your course. There we go. We'll talk a little bit more about the Super Cruise overcharge when we're traveling a little farther, because there's some cool quirks to it that I want to point out. But for now, we're not spending enough time using it. On a longer trip, there are things to talk about. We're going to get close enough to scan these rings, and we might as well scan the planet itself while we're here too. Pretty. So we are going too fast, which means we are close enough. You see my little surface scanner there? Okay, it's ready to go. So we're going to blast the ring and map it out. Probed.
Surface scan complete.
Cool. And now we are going to map this planet. And it's big, so we get 22 shots to get an efficiency bonus, which pays out a little more cash. We will easily do it in 22 shots. Just shooting it with probes. We might have to go around the other side, but
Surface scanned
manage.
by 50%.
We only need to get it to 90% scanned, and then it counts it as good enough done. It boosts you to 90% or 100% once you get there. Doesn't look like we're going to make it. We're going to have to go around the other side. Close, though. So we will scooch around to the other side of these rings, trying not to run into any rocks. Let's look at our contacts. Yeah, no mining hotspots in there, so it's not rich in any particular mineral. We would see these orange spots on it showing where mineral hotspots are, or metal, or whatever. Mining hotspots is what they are. Okay. We should be able to finish scanning it from here. Mapping it, I should say. I always mix up the two terms. This is mapping. What we were doing before with the spectrum stuff, that was scanning. So these two should bring us up to 90% at least, and it'll be totally mapped. We're only doing this because we're here already. It's not worth a lot of money.
Surface scan complete.
Cool. So we are going to go to body number 2, which also has rings. Super cruise overcharge over there and try not to overshoot. Gonna overshoot. Super cruise overcharges really fast. Okay, here we go. Look at those rings. See all his little buddies floating around him. So that looks like 2 sets of rings, so I'll have to use 2 probes for them. Alright, we are close enough. So, the first ring, and the inner ring is probably a little trickier to hit. Yeah, you can see it's not scanning the inner ring.
Surface scan complete.
There's a hot spot. Don't know what it is yet. I'll have to look at my contacts page, but that's a place that's extra rich in a particular resource. Hopefully that will get the other one. I'm just going to start mapping the planet too while we're here. Might as well.
Surface scan complete.
Doesn't look like that had any hotspots. Hey Jeremy, how you doing? We are exploring the galaxy.
Surface scanned by 50%.
I think I'm gonna have to come around. That mineral hotspot was monazite. Completely useless out here. We are way too far from anywhere that could buy it for us. Wednesday, halfway through, Jeremy. I feel you though. Work has been insane for me lately. We're just gonna scooch around these rings so that we can get the rest of the mapping done. Okay. Pull up here. I would think probably 1 probe will do it, but we'll do 2. But yes, I was explaining this earlier. Jeremy, you'll think this is cool. I have put a little overlay here. I can actually show the galaxy map while we're here. Okay, so that did scan it. So let me just bring up the map. So here's our galaxy map, which is really cool. So we'll just go to the galaxy. Here we are. Earth's in here. We are in the Norma Expanse right here. See how explored everything is. So black is not much explored, blue is kind of explored, and green, yellow, and red very explored. We're just in a little tiny bubble here I've been working on. Pretty cool. Map away. All right. Body 3 has rings, so we're gonna go there. Oh, this one's very close. You're not going to super cruise overcharge our way over there because we will definitely overshoot it. Or not. We're gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna overshoot. The overcharge is really good. It's fine. Perfect. We did it. And I would guess this to me looks like 2 sets of rings. There's an inner ring and an outer ring. Thank you, Jeremy. Yes, Extra Life is like 3 weeks away. It's crazy. Okay, let's get these rings. But there's some cool incentives on there. I will sing early 2000s pop punk for you while I play Tony Hawk Pro Skater if I meet my fundraising goal. So donate, donate, donate. It'll be really embarrassing for me. If you are in Toronto, I am offering fencing lessons. Historical fencing lessons, I should say.
Surface scan complete.
I teach 17th century Italian rapier, which is, if you've seen The Princess Bride, that's kind of what we're talking about. It's a good time. I like to get together with my friends and hit them with swords. Okay, so 5 is the only other one I want to scan here. Where is 5? Oh, 5 is a little farther away. About 2,000 light seconds away. Definitely going to use our Super Cruise overcharge. Isn't that convenient? If you played this game before that feature existed, it was very painful. That would have taken us a few minutes to get to, and now we are here. Technology moves, even in the imaginary future. And I can see those rings. And once we get this scanned, we'll move on to the next system. Hopefully we'll find some alien life to land on a planet and investigate. Okay, I like the blue. And this also looks like it has 2 sets of rings. Yes, so it's way easier to customize now, Jeremy. There's a program that uses shaders to do it, and it doesn't mess with all the... You know how it would like change the hair color of all the NPCs and weird stuff like that? Doesn't do that anymore. Everything is just... It's only the UI that gets changed. And yes, I much prefer this like muted, non-migraine inducing set of colors. The orange is a bit much sometimes. Yeah, I think it used like XML or something.
Complete.
But yeah, the program I use is called, let me just look. EDHMUI. EDHMUI. I can send you a link to it. But it even lets you download other people's color schemes. It's got like a bunch of pre-made ones. I didn't make this. Someone else made it. It's super easy to use. When we get to landing on the surface, it's got some other UI mods too that make surface mapping a lot easier. But we'll talk about that when we get to them. And scan that planet. You can get to 90.
Surface
There we
scan
go.
Complete.
And that's it for this system. I think. Did we get that inner ring? Let me just check. My discovery says there are new rings. Okay, what rings? What rings? 5A. Okay. We're missing the little guy in the middle. We have to be very precise. Let's see if we get it. I will say though, Jeremy, some people's color schemes that are used by this tool, so that one didn't get there. I'm just going to get a little closer so I can hit this inner ring. Some of the color schemes that you can download that come with the tool are way worse than the original orange one. So horrible. Okay, let's try from here. That should do it. There we go. Scan that guy.
Surface scan complete.
Okay, and it's even got hotspots. Cool. Yep, that is true. Yeah, in matters of taste, there can be no dispute. But, you know, for myself, I prefer the color schemes that don't hurt my eyes. Moving on to the next system. Oh, that is behind the rings. We just want to move that there. This is a white star. We've been all red dwarfs so far. Did we remove the bookmark? So, hang on. Oh, we'll see. I don't mind the orange so much. And I get the reasoning behind it. Like, it is technically, like, easier on your eyes in the dark. But, it's not my favorite.
Fuel scooping.
There's some pretty good,
Fuel scooping
in the spirit of the original color schemes that I've seen that make it just a little easier on the eyes. But I think this is called like blue and amber or something. And it's just like a nice, you know, there's enough contrast that the UI does its job. It's good. Okay, what do we got in this system? Ah, so there's some life on that planet. 2 biological signals. We are going to be landing on there. See what else this system has for us. So, F-type stars are more likely to have metal content worlds, which tend to be worth a little more when you scan them. Lots of biological signals here. We're going to be landing on a few of these planets. This is going to be fun. All right, enjoy your meal, Jeremy. And yes, Jeremy and I will be doing a co-stream. It's going to be a good time. And there's that one. Okay. So, 1 and 2. So we've got some biological signals on them. So let's go to planet 1. We will map it, and then we will go down to the surface. Oh, we're gonna overshoot. I wasn't paying attention. It's okay. This means we kind of spiral towards it. Where is the star? It's good. We always, well, mostly always want to land on the lit side, the daylight side. Makes looking for alien life a lot easier. So you can see we are lined up more or less in the right direction. Okay. Map it, and it will show us what kind of life it detects and where we can find it.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Okay, we've got bacterium.
Surface scan complete.
We have stratum, and it looks from the heat map that the bacteria and the stratum live in the same place. So the color coding that you're seeing here, blue is a pretty good place to find the life you're looking for, and purple is an extremely good place to find the life you're looking for. We're going to land in one of the purple areas. So this is actually a mod that I have installed that makes the really good areas easier to see. It was just kind of a different shade of bluey green in the base game, and having it purple makes things a lot easier. But we're coming in too steep, so we want to shallow things out before we get to the drop altitude, which you see on the right of my angle indicator. My attitude indicator, I should say. So we're going to hit drop, and that means we will start our glide process into the atmosphere. Here we go. We're going to land on this planet. Look for bacteria and stratum. So here we are. Once we get close enough to the surface, we should start to see stuff. Sometimes things are hard to find, but we are in the right area, and I believe I see both stratum and bacteria. So we're going to scan them from our ship first, then we'll actually get out on foot and have a look at them. Actually, I just see stratum. I thought that was bacteria, but that's a rock. Oh, there's bacteria. Okay, so this is bacteria over here. So we're just going to scan them with the ship. Nothing I haven't seen before. Get the stratum. That looks like Tectonicus. Oh, that's a new one. I have not seen this before. It might be a new color. Stratum Tectonicus. Emerald. Okay. Just gonna land. And we're gonna get out, and then we're gonna sample these alien life forms. Alright, so we are on foot now on an alien planet, and it's going to tell us what the weather is like. We are the first person to ever walk here. What do we got? Gravity's 0.35 Gs, so about a third Earth gravity. It's 219 Kelvin, so that's what, like minus 65 Celsius? That's pretty cold, but it's not what the game considers hazardously cold. So the way this works is I've got my little organic genetic sampler here in my hand. And we have to find 3 different samples of each type of life. But they can't be too close together. They say that it will tell you that there's not enough genetic diversity. So we're going to take this first sample. And Stratum tectonicus is actually the most valuable life form to scan. With all my bonuses that I was talking about earlier for being the first to discover the planet, map the planet, set foot on the planet, and scan this life form, this will be worth about 95 million credits. So exobiology is the best way you can make money. So we have a little pulse analyzer, which is cool. So the blue says it's not appropriate. It's too close. It's the right kind of life form, but there's not enough genetic diversity for what we need next. So you can see insufficient genetic diversity. I don't know why this is showing up as purple. Might be more than one thing here. I don't know. Anyway, we have to go farther. So we're going to get in the ship and we're going to do a little hop. You can see on my scanner there, it got sort of 3 bars on it. We'll get 3 bars with every scan and 9 is full. So we are going to find 2 more samples. Stratum tectonicus. I've gotten pretty good at this. You're going to hop very quickly an appropriate amount of distance. Over here, these are far enough away. Just didn't want to walk. Get out. And, oh, not quite. These ones are far enough away. This one, yeah. That's 2 out of 3 samples. You can see on my little radar at the top the distance from the last sample. So it looks like probably for stratum you need to be about 500 meters away from any other sample you've taken. The different types of life will have different distances you need to move. So as long as we go half a click, we will be fine. So I want to try, because I want to be efficient, to find some bacteria next to some stratum. So that I don't have to make another hop. Bacteria next to some stratum right here. I think, yes. Mark right here. Nice and softly. Some explorers, to get a little bit of extra jump range out of their ship, they will not install shields on their ships just to make them a little bit lighter. I recognize that I am not perfect and I make mistakes and I land rough and I slam into things. So I always carry shields on my ship. Even if that means I lose like 0.2 of a light year in the amount of distance I can travel with each jump. Better safe than sorry is my policy. Okay, so here's some bacteria. And because we finished our stratum sample, we can just sample this. So that's one. We need 2 more. So we just go until we see another one. That should be far enough away. Set her down as close as we can. Carefully. Out we get. So this is why I love the little Cobra Mark V. Zipping around the planet and doing this is so easy in a small ship. I love my Mandalay, which is my dedicated exploration ship. But it's a little awkward for this particular aspect of the game. And up and down. These guys should be good. Suitable terrain. Let's see. These should be far enough away. Yep. And we are done with this planet. It's actually kind of a boring planet though, isn't it? Some are really interesting. This is just kind of like sand dunes. Alright, we are going to planet Body 2A. So it's the moon of planet 2. We're gonna get up out of the atmosphere.
Frameshift drive charging.
We're gonna get over to 2A.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Right. A little pair of them there. So 2 is not that interesting, but 2A has life on it. 3 different forms of life according to my scans. So this is just how I do exploration in this game. There may be more efficient ways of doing it. I don't know. If you are a veteran elite player and you've got better ways of doing things, please feel free to mention in the chat. I am largely self-taught. Just figuring out what works for me. These map the surface, we should know where that life is and what kind it is.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Okay, we have bacterium,
Surface scan complete.
stratum, and tussock, and they are all located in the exact areas, which is great. So we're going to aim for that purple. Down we go. Bit fast. Moving a bit fast. Gonna kill my vertical speed a little bit. Too fast. Yeah, see? That's what I was talking about. Get careless. So we actually damaged ourselves doing that. We hit the atmosphere too steep. I'm not perfect. That's why I carry a shield generator. And that's why I have repair limpets. I can actually fix my hull too. I have field maintenance units. So you see it took a little bit of damage to a lot of my modules. They're not at 100%. My field maintenance units can repair stuff. And I have 2 of them so that they can repair each other. The only thing the field maintenance unit can't fix is your power plant. Because you need your power plant running to run the maintenance units. So we're still going down. We're just not getting a quick glide down to the surface. 10 kilometers up. We should start to see some life on the surface soon. 5 kilometers up. I want to also smack myself on the ground, so I'm going to pull up a bit. Am I going to smack myself on the ground? Close call. Okay. So we got some stratum, I see. That these little unfortunate looking things are. That's stratum palleus. These guys are tussock, I believe. Come on. Go. I'm just gonna land here. My landing gear deploys.
Landing gear deployed.
Let's scan some stuff. Hey, Arc Knight. Yeah, I am actually a fan of having a game that you can play. So yeah, I'm an elite guy, not a Star Citizen guy. Maybe in another 10 years they'll have an actual game and not a demo. So we'll do a hop over. Grab another sample of these guys. Oh, there's some bacteria. It's cool, don't get me wrong. Just in terms of a well-managed software product. I don't know. I think they've got that sweet backer money that keeps rolling in. And so they're going to be in perpetual development forever. Not that Elite isn't, but they do release feature complete stuff regularly. Okay, so I can actually walk over. These ones don't need a lot of distance. I will say I did kickstart Star Citizen back when they did their Kickstarter. Was that 2012? Something like that? It was before I moved to Toronto. I did kickstart it to the level where I get access to the game. Someday I will check it out again. Every few years I do try it. I've got my little my citizenship card somewhere around here. I was excited about it because I am a huge Wing Commander fan. And the Kickstarter for the game, we'll just scan some stratum on our way over too. The Kickstarter from the game pitched it as they were going to do a single-player space opera, space flight sim, like the old Wing Commander games, like Privateer, like Descent Free Space, games that had kind of died out or fallen out of fashion. And I wanted that. Chris Roberts is the guy who created Wing Commander. I was really pumped about it. And instead, because of how much money he made on that Kickstarter, and all the money they're making building, like, selling imaginary spaceships to people, they've really transformed what the project was supposed to be into something completely different. And supposedly they've split it off. It's called like Squadron 47 or whatever, the original pitch. But that's really not their priority, right? Like they don't they don't really care if they ever finish that, because that's not what's making them money anymore. I'm excited for that still. I will play their single player flight sim game that they're creating. But yeah, the rest, whatever. I get it for free, so I'll probably try it out. But Elite is much more interesting to me. I love the background simulation stuff that goes on in Elite, where players can actually affect the galaxy and the economy. Yeah. And that's kind of what, honestly, like that aspect is what Eve has going for it too, where the players kind of run the economy. But Elite is fewer spreadsheets, which is nice. So I want to find some stratum next to some bacteria so I don't have to walk too much. There we go. I will say I like the idea of EVE Online, but I would never want to actually play it. It seems to generate great stories. How are you liking it? I find it very intimidating, everything I read about it. But like I said, it seems to generate great, you know, emergent gameplay, really cool stories from the player base. Yeah, that is also an impression I get. I once heard it described in a really funny way. What did they say? They said, like, you know, in the far future, you know, humanity's going to need more resources than our planet can offer. And so we're going to be out in the asteroid belt. But it doesn't make sense to have tons of people out there. It'll probably be mostly mining done by robots. But, you know, with the light speed delay of communications, limitations in automation, you're going to need someone out there controlling these robots. So in the far future, asteroid mining is probably going to be like a really lonely job, someone out in the middle of nowhere, literally months from any other human, controlling these robots, lonely life. You'll be out there for maybe like a year shift before you get relieved. It's going to take a very special kind of person to do that kind of work. But it takes an extra special kind of person to want to pretend to be that guy. And those are the people that play Eve. I don't know how accurate that is, but I thought it was really funny. Yeah, more or less. This game recently whoops. Hurting my shields a little bit trying to land in an unsuitable spot. This game recently introduced, they call it the Trailblazers update, but it's colonization. So you can claim systems, you can build stations and settlements in them, and you know, expand the bubble. The bubble is what we call, you know, the settled area that humanity is in. I haven't engaged with it much. It seems like a lot of effort, and it really seems to be like Eve. You know, this is a game where there's kind of something for everyone. That is for the people who want to play space truckers. It's a lot of cargo runs. I find that mind-numbingly boring, but some people find exploration, which I'm doing now, mind-numbingly boring. The game just has a lot of things you can do. Oh, insufficient genetic diversity. Too close, too close. Let's see if I can get on top of my ship. Scan. Oh, that green sample over there is what we need. Those are far enough away from our other samples that we can use them. Okay, yeah. So in this game, exploration is totally my thing. What we're doing right now is technically exobiology, but it's part of exploration. Okay, okay. Yeah, so, you know, this game has combat, it has PvP, it has piracy, it has bounty hunting. I do some of that stuff once in a while. I did a lot of anti-Xeno combat when humanity faced an alien invasion last year. And I learned to fight Thargoids, which are the alien species that are around and they're very hostile. That was kind of fun. But again, not my main thing. I like exploration. I like putting my name on planets. Seeing really rare things. I've heard it described. Dukafall is someone who shows up on these streams once in a while, and he described it as fishing. You have to enjoy the process, and you get those little moments of excitement when you find something rare and unusual, and that's kind of what exploration is like in this game.
3, 2, 1, engage.
So we are done with this system and moving on to the next one. Just gonna pick the next unexplored system I've marked, and we're gonna jump to it.
Frameshift drive charging.
You have. That was the campaign that ended with our very own Duke of Fall burning down the entire town we were trying to save. Ta-da! Congratulations, you've saved the city.
Fuel scooping. System scan.
It was a really good campaign. You were a good group of players.
Complete.
It is just an extra special treat for someone like me who is my friend group's forever DM to get like a really good group of players who are all really invested in the story and work well together, and that was one like that. Like, it was just really fun. Everyone worked really well as a group. All the characters were really interesting. I had a blast with it. Oh, so we don't have anything else in this. Let me just check the system map. Nothing. Just 2 stars and nothing else. Even Winnie the Pooh. He had a much higher body count than the traditional Winnie the Pooh, but he was a lovable fellow.
Frameshift drive charging.
Next system. This one only had a couple stars, no planets, nothing worth looking at closely. So you'll see every time I jump to a new system, I clear the bookmark.
4, 3,
That is how we know we are not repeating systems, and we do this as efficiently as possible. That is how I personally explore in the game. Again, if you are an elite veteran of exploration, please let me know if I'm doing this wrong or if there's an easier way to do it. But that's how I do it, and make sure I'm not repeating places I visited before. So we'll look at this galaxy map here. All these bookmarked systems are unexplored, and I'm just going around clearing the bookmarks out. Let's see what we've got here. Geological signals. I will probably check that one out. It's a high metal content world. I'm going to show you the codex once I finish here. But part of exploration is kind of a big scavenger hunt. You're ticking different planetary features off your list. I'm no longer interested. Oh, a water world. That'll be nice to scan. That's worth a bunch of money. I'm no longer interested in geological features on icy planets. I have seen all there is to be seen in this area of the galaxy, and no longer getting any checks on my list in the codex. So I'm not wasting my time with them. They're not that interesting, the ones I've seen. Okay, we've got an icy body here. Alright, so let's look at the codex. So the codex is part of the gameplay of exploration. You see I'm in the Norma Expanse. It's a sector of the galaxy. And there are different types of discoveries you can make. So there's different types of planets and stars. Okay, so an L-type star. There's only one type of L-type star. I have discovered it. But, for example, K-type stars, I have found a regular K-type star, but I have not yet found a K-type giant or a K-type supergiant. Now, there are reported sightings of these. Other players have found them. It's kind of cheesy, I think, to like go to the reported sightings and check them off the list. I am only doing codex discoveries that I just come across in exploration. So biological and geological stuff, you can see I've got all the ice geysers. I've seen them all. I've got all the lava spouts. I've seen all of them. But there are a few other things I want to see. Mostly water-based. But it's just, you know, bragging rights. You check it off the list. Say I got all the geological discoveries in that sector. It's pretty cool. So, Body 1 is worth scanning. And it has geological features that might be interesting. So we are going to go there. We're going to scan it. We're going to map it. We're going to land there. We're going to look at, I don't know, hopefully water geysers. I want water geysers. Coming up on it now. This is also fairly valuable to map. Get about, is it 2.8 million credits for mapping this because it is actually, it's a terraformable world. So someday someone could terraform this. We're about 20,000 light years from the nearest human settlement, so it's not likely to happen anytime soon, but you know, it's on the books. All right. Okay, so this is a heavy boy. It's got about the diameter of Earth. You can see on the left there, that's sort of the gauge. But it has 1.7 times the mass that Earth has. So the gravity is likely to be pretty heavy on the surface.
Surface scanned by 50.
All right, we got lava spouts,
Scan complete.
fumaroles, and vents. They all look like they live in the same sections of the planet. So we're just going to go down there and we're going to see what we see. And we're going to have to be very careful because, again, it is higher than normal gravity down there. Fly accordingly. So we're just aiming for this blue section, which looks like it has little sections of purple. Purple being the best place to find the signals we're after.
Orbital flight engaged.
Little speckles of purple. Okay, just about to hit the atmosphere. Okay. Let's see what we find down here on the surface. So yeah, here we are about a kilometer up, and the pull is about 1.37 G. We have to be a little bit careful. We don't ding ourselves on the ground. And we're just going to be looking for gas, actually, so we'll see it spewing up out of the surface. Usually they come out of little mounds of dirt that are being pushed up. That might be one there. Yeah. Pearl, I believe. Nothing we haven't seen before. Oh, and there's a lava spout. We've seen all the lava spouts we can see. But I'll map it anyway in case anyone needs it. That data gets shared to all those third-party services that let players look up all sorts of different things you can't actually look up in the game. And there's a vent there. So we got this done very efficiently. Scan it. Alright, so we'll land. We're down here, so I might as well get my first footfall record. Put my name on the planet.
Landing gear deployed.
We're just gonna go stand on the surface and get back in the ship. Here we are. The vent. It'll probably melt me if I get too close to it. And there's some resources. We can take our little moon buggy out and gather materials. Those are crystals that might be worth grabbing. I can show you that. I'll show you everything you can do in exploration. Exploration's cool. There's variety in exploration too. So we'll get in our moon buggy. Sorry, our scarab. Surface reconnaissance vehicle. It's a moon buggy. Stuck. Okay. So, got a crystal cluster there. Open our cargo scoop. We have to free it with our little repeater gun. Goes, what is it? Molybdenum. Molybdenum. We need that. We don't have a lot of it. Okay. Got that. Drive over to one of these other vents and see if they've got any materials for us. Again, being careful. The gravity here is very high. A little drop is a big drop when the gravity is high. Just want to drive a little more carefully than we normally would. I drive like like drunk people do golf carts when I am on a low gravity world, so that doesn't have anything for us. We didn't land in an especially rich area. When there are lots of vents and lava spouts and stuff around, it's often worth getting out and seeing what materials you can gather. And the materials are used for all sorts of different things. You use them for engineering. And engineering is how you improve the parts on your ship beyond stock. It's the only way you can improve your ship's components beyond stock. Unless you buy them that way, there are certain ways to get pre-engineered components. But for the most part, you got to engineer them yourself. So you use them for that. They can be used for synthesis. So there's all sorts of consumable materials that you can synthesize yourself in your ship. From fuel for your moon buggy to injections for your frameshift drive that let you jump farther than your engines normally could. But they use up materials. And you get them down here on the surface. Whoops! Too sharp a turn. Just gonna go back to the ship. Okay, let's get in here. Go.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Ask to board and we'll get sucked up. Here we go. Ta-da. Okay, so that was that planet. We are going to scan the water world, which I believe is number 3.
Landing gear retracted.
Because it is worth a bunch of money to scan. I can show you right now. So you can see down there, the estimated values is the lower half. That shows the value if I were to be the first person to map. You can see it's about 1.48 million. I don't bother with anything less than 1 million credits. Everything over 1 million credits, I will go out of my way for. That's how that works. Okay.
Frameshift drive.
Let's get out of this atmosphere.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
So, number 3 is the water world. Yep. Basically directly in front of us. Okay, we're not going to overshoot this one. Hopefully. Looks like it's got a moon, too. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Not too interested in the moon, but it's cool that it has one. A beautiful blue water world. A big blue blueberry. Bang. That should do it. I'm confident in my mapping abilities. I'm going to get going to the next system. Bookmark, now that my navigation is locked in.
Surface scanned by 50%.
That's it. You're good to go. Yeah. Nothing else worth scanning here.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I love the cockpit on this ship. Great visibility. Okay, what do we got here?
Fuel scooping.
15 bodies. Scoop a little fuel.
Scooping complete.
Got 2 stars, 15 bodies. Distance from the stars. They will block our line of sight to all the things we want to scan. So this line here is the orbital plane. Looks like Star B has a bunch of stuff around it. Icy bodies. Oh, there's some life signals on that one. Biological signals. We'll be spending some time in this system. Landing on planets. More biological signals. As I said earlier, exobiology is probably the best way to make money in this game if you can put up with going out into the black, making the big trip. Okay. More. Wow, they are all around this star, huh? Main star doesn't have any planets. Biological signals.
System scan complete.
All right. So, this is kind of cool. You're going to get to, so we got B9, 10, 11, and 12 all have biological signals. So 12 is closest. We will go to 12. So we are going to have, we've got 124,000 light seconds to travel to get there. We're going to use our Super Cruise Overcharge. Super Cruise Overcharge, we're just using the regular drive right now. You can see it's estimating about 2 hours travel to get there. Super Cruise Overcharge is a newer technology. We reverse engineered alien tech from Thargoids to make this new drive technology. This would normally take me, you can see I'm accelerating. Like I'm already down to 1.5 hours estimated time. It'd probably take me 20 minutes to get out there. That was the way you used to have to do exploration. And often if you saw something this far away, it wouldn't be worth going over there and scanning. You just move on. But with Super Cruise Overcharge, the Thargoid tech, we're going to get there really fast. And something I want you to notice is watch my user interface, my heads-up display while it goes. It's going to get all garbled as we go, which is the exact same effect that you get when Thargoids are around when you're doing anti-alien combat in this game. So just watch my interface as we go. See it glitching out? I just find that so interesting that the Thargoid tech built into my engine makes the same kind of interference. Yeah. Yeah, it is basically ludicrous speed though. See how fast that was? But it makes your UI glitch out just like being around Thargoids does, which is kind of cool. I don't know if it's sinister, but it's definitely cool. And that tech has made exploration so much easier. Even just getting out of the atmosphere of planets is so much faster now. It's really removed a lot of the tedium of travel in the game. It does burn fuel like crazy though. You can see in the lower right there, that's how much fuel I burned just coming out here, because I filled up when we got to this system. Okay, so this is a pretty dark planet. I wasn't paying attention to what the star class was. Is it? Oh, it's a red dwarf. Okay, yep. So it's a dim star. And it's pretty far out from here. This is the 12th planet out from it. So hopefully the light levels on the surface aren't going to be too annoying to find this life, because we are going down there. So we map it. It'll tell us where the life is. We will go down. We will try and scan it. And we get paid. This is how I became a billionaire. Okay, so the purple areas are the best areas to find what we are looking for. It's bacteria. So they're like little carpets, little circles of goo on the surface. Sometimes they are very hard to see. But find out what the situation is down there. We go. Little steep, but I think we're good. So in terms of exobiology being great for money, I'll put it this way. An Earth-like planet, if you discovered a new one, would get you about 4 million credits. If you were the first person to discover a planet, first person to map it, first person to stand on the surface, and first person to map some bacteria, and certain bacteria in the game are the least valuable alien life that you can scan. So they're only worth 1 million credits on their own. But with all the bonuses you get for fulfilling those criteria, it'd be worth 5 million at lowest. Which is better than finding an Earth-like planet, which is crazy. So, I'll put my... Whoa, there we go. It's dark down here. So this is a planet where finding the bacteria is going to be a little annoying. The lighting is not good. So we are looking for just little colored patches. And sometimes the color is gray. Just gonna search around with our lights on here. See if we can find that. Might be... Nope. Looking for the bacteria. Something. That's nothing. Just poking around with their nose to the dirt. Or the ice from the look of it. That is some bacteria right there. See how easy that is to find? Go to... What does it look like in the dark? Oh, it's actually easier to see in the dark. Okay. Keep that in mind. Get out there and scan it. Go.
Warning. Dangerously low temperature detected.
Okay. And dangerously low temperatures. What does that mean? It's 35 Kelvin, so 35 degrees above absolute zero. It is really freaking cold out here. I think 0 Celsius is something like 274 Kelvin. Those in the chat can chime in if I'm wrong. It's like 274.25 Kelvin, something like that. So 34 Kelvin is really cold. think with our lights off is the better way to look for this stuff. Yeah, there's another one right there. You can also do night vision. But night vision doesn't help for bacteria. It doesn't make it any more visible. Certain kinds of life it's useful for, but not for bacteria. Sample number 2.
Warning. Dangerously low temperature detected.
One more. We can move on to the next planet. Some right there. That was pretty easy. Sometimes it is incredibly frustrating. Bacteria in particular is frustrating. Oh, it's right there. We landed right on it. Guess I'll have to wipe my boots before I go back inside. That's it. Done. We are moving on to 9, 10, or 11, whatever's closest. Body 10 is closest.
Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging.
Escape this atmosphere.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Our super cruise overcharge. Overshoot it, but that's okay. There we go. For 10 and 11 kind of orbiting each other. 10 have a... Yes, 10 and 11. Not sure what makes it a moon and what makes them 2 planets orbiting each other, but it is decided that these are 2 planets orbiting each other, not a planet and a moon. Guys, it depends on where the barycenter is, so the center of gravity for the system. I don't know. You can see the orbits. They're very clearly them both orbiting each other. Okay, I think I'm on the dark side. Yeah, we definitely want to move over to the daylight side. These are already dark. Okay. Scan this puppy. Map it, I should say. I always get them confused. This is mapping. What we did before was scanning. And what we do to the life on the surface is sampling. Okay, we got bacteria.
Surface scan complete.
Less widely diffused than last planet, but we will aim for some of that magenta. Coming in.
Orbital flight engaged.
Looks like it's going to be dark down there. Entering the atmosphere. yeah, it's pretty dark down here. So let's have a look-see with our lights first. Is that going to be helpful? Try in the dark. Is that it right there? Nope, that's a rock. Usually I like to find some bacteria with my headlights first, and then see if it's worth finding without. So it'll be on flat patches. Rocky stuff will not have bacteria on it. Just these flat patches like what we're looking at here. You too can play Spot the Bacteria. Oh, that was something. Is it? Oh my god, it's so hard to see. Is that it there? Oh, turn the light off. That is not any better. Oh my god, this is going to be miserable. Alright, I mean, I believe you that it's there, but... Wow. You see it? It's easy, right? This is going to be a fun one. Okay. Now the only saving grace... Turn off my headlights before I get out. We don't want the battery to die. The only saving grace is that my genetic sampler has this, like, ping that you can do, and it makes the samples glow. So once you get out, it's easy to find them if they're near. But man, look how hard that is to see. It's crazy. Yeah, that's it there. See that pattern? That blends in very well the ice of the surface here. And it is 27 Kelvin on the surface here. That is very cold. All right. So this hat... Oh, there's a big patch behind me that I didn't even see. So this genetic sampler actually recently got a little boost. The range of this scanner has been increased by quite a bit. It was basically useless before. But now they said it increases the range to 750 meters or something like that. It definitely doesn't. It's more like 150. But it is super useful. So we were looking for green samples. Doesn't reach far enough. Yeah, maybe 250 is what it reaches. So basically we're just going to have to keep our nose to the ground and wait for our scanner to sort of beep like it did before. That's really hard stuff to see. Or if we get desperate, we can put it down and use our little scanner ping. Not it? It looked like it to me. And we've got a lot of ice that looks like bacteria on this planet. Okay, I'm gonna put it down here. We'll just do a little ping. Just a little ping. Anything? Might be out of luck. Anything. Anything green. Nothing. Darn. Make another hop. Lights on again. That's too rocky. Rocky, we need flat. Flat surfaces. bacteria won't grow on hills like that. Here's where it's gonna grow. If we can find it. Oh, there's some. Saw that beep? See that? My scanner lights up on it. And sometimes that's the best way to find stuff. It is. So we only need one more sample after this. Lights on. Nose to the ground. Kind of looked like bacteria, but it was not. What about here? What about here? Anything? Nope. That? It's too dark. Gonna take a risk and set it down here. We'll do a little. Nothing? Sounded like nothing to me. Boo. Nothing. Get back in the ship. We'll finish this, and then we will be done our stream for the evening. Can't believe it's been 2 hours already. Got a lot of good exploring done tonight. Mapped a few systems, discovered some life forms. Something there? Thought it was. We just need one more sample of this bacteria and we can leave this really difficult to see planet. You should all congratulate me, by the way, that I haven't smashed my face into the surface. This is actually quite impressive for me. I'm usually not so careful. Trying without the lights. Yeah, a lot of stuff looks like bacteria but isn't on this planet. Very irritating. Cracks in the ice really resemble the type of bacteria that we find. Something? Turn on the lights again. And I'll show you, actually. The night vision is completely unhelpful for bacteria. It does not highlight it at all. Basically, every other kind of life it's useful for, but not bacteria. We will not leave this planet until we find this third sample. Now, let me have a look. Their surroundings. Bacteria likes to grow near craters. Find some craters. That would be good. That looks like... No, that looks more like tectonics. I don't see any impact craters. Oh well. Back to the old method. Do it. I'm hopping out and use the scanner on the genetic sampler. Whoops, that was a rough landing. Very intense Obsidian Fury. We are looking for bacteria on the surface of a planet. Oh, did I hear something? I thought I heard a little ping, but I could be wrong. I am wrong. Nothing. Not what we're looking for. Let's get back in the ship. Keep looking. Up we go. Just keep looking at the ground for little patches of bacteria. We only need one more sample and we can leave this planet. But I am very stubborn, and I will not leave until I do. Already wasted my time here. Got the sunk cost fallacy happening. Flat patches. We're looking for flat patches. That's all too rocky for bacteria to appear on. We're just nosing along, hoping our ship's scanner do its little beep when we point at some. And again, it only appears on flat surfaces, so we can skip any kind of hilly terrain like that. It simply does not appear there. Set it down. We're going to try the handheld scanner again. We are going to try. Sound like any pings to me. Nothing. And maybe try a different approach. We're going to jump up out of the atmosphere and then dive back down again. Straight up.
Frameshift drive charging.
engage our surface scanner again and have a look. We'll drop down to another area that looks like a hotspot. That should all be hotspot. All that purple is supposedly where we can find the bacteria. We're just going to put some distance from where we were. Zip back down. Here we go. Try our luck in another area. Oh, I see a crater over there, actually. We should have aimed for that. I don't know if you see that crater. That's a pretty good bet. Bacteria likes to form in and near craters. Let's have a look. Down there. Turn on my lights. Let's see. Immediately. So funny, because when we first landed on this planet, we instantly found some. Oh, I think that's some right there. Back up a little bit. This way. See what I think I saw? Let's try and land. I saw some. Yes, I did. See that beep?
Landing gear deployed.
But like, look, you can't even see it. Is it? Yeah, there. Crazy. Really, really hard to visually identify. I'm gonna turn my headlights off so we can see this properly. So, we step out of the spaceship. Onto the surface. Let's see if we can even find it with our eyes.
Warning. Dangerously low temperature detected.
Somewhere out this way. Oh, I can't even see it. Is it? Yeah, we went right past it. So this scanner makes it glow green, but yeah, that's what it... There it is. I can't believe we couldn't see that bacteria on the surface there. So this is the last one we need. We can leave this planet. Ta-da! 5 million credits well earned. Alright, let's get back in. Sit in our comfy chair. Oh, there's a... Oh no, that's our landing light doing the green. Thought that was another sample. Okay. So, that is it for tonight, I think. That was 2 hours of Elite Dangerous exploration. Super fun. In case you missed it at the beginning, the reason I do this is to raise money for the Toronto Hospital for Sick Children. You can check out the link, or you can check out my fundraising here. You can see my total. I am 8% to my goal. You can check out the fundraising link in the chat there. Really good cause. Extra Life connects gamers all over the world with their local Children's Miracle Network hospital. Mine is the Toronto Hospital for Sick Children. This is my 9th year doing Extra Life. On November 8th, I will be starting my 24-hour fundraising stream. You can join me here on Twitch. You can join me on my Extra Life page. There's a little embedded Twitch channel. It will be a very good time. I'll be playing for 24 hours, raising money for sick kids. Your donations are much appreciated. 100% of it goes to sick kids here in Toronto. There are some incentives. You can pick a game for me to play. I will play any game from the year 2000 or before on the stream for at least half an hour, probably more. It tends to be more when I do this incentive. I will play it on the stream, but get those in sooner rather than later. Extra Life's only about 3 weeks away, and I have to have time to actually find that game. And if I can't, we have to talk about an alternative. So that's one incentive. If you're located in Toronto, I give historical fencing lessons, and you can get one if you donate to the cause. Choose that incentive if you want to learn how to fence with a rapier. I teach 17th century Italian rapier. It's a lot of fun. You will get to hit me even. So maybe that's your choice of incentive. If I reach my goal, it's $1,000 US. If I reach $1,000 US, I will, as part of my marathon, play Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And instead of allowing the game to play its iconic soundtrack, I will sing it myself. So if you want to hear me sing the tunes of early 2000s, late 90s, Hot Topic playlist, get me to my goal. And I believe I'm still doing the Eat Hot Pierogi incentive. If you donate $666, I will eat a pierogi with the world's hottest hot sauce on it, and I will play some video games and see how long I last. It's going to be a really good time. Please join me at my regular streams Wednesdays and Sundays in the lead up to it, and join me for the actual big 24-hour marathon. Give generously. Great cause. Helps me out. Come join me in the chat. Keep me awake. It'll be a really good time. Thank you for stopping by this evening, and I hope to see you all next time. Sunday, I will be trying to do some co-op streaming with my Extra Life teammate, Jeremy. We'll be both streaming the same game, playing multiplayer. So that'll be a good time, too. Until next time, enjoy yourselves, and, yeah, be good to each other.